This is MiMo, Mike Mozart, and this is one of my appearances on the Shopping Channel in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, probably about 2000 or 2001. Very difficult because none of the tapes were dated, and a lot of these don't say the date anywhere. I was selling planters again. I've sold a lot of products and infomercial items on the shopping channels, notably a lot of Crayola products, and I'm looking for those tapes. This is the last one I'm posting like this for a while because I like to switch to all the other products I did. I'm mostly posting these for evidence that I appeared a lot on these various shopping channels for a decade. In this show, the host specifically mentions it's my last appearance of the season. Lawn and garden products typically sold on infomercials from the 1st of January until about March 15th because it's before the season. You wanted people to order them before the season, have them shipped, and arrive in their homes like at the end of March, early April, so they could plant things in them like pansies or the early flowers that do well, including petunias. So that's why it was a limited time period. It rarely went later. QVC is the only one that really went later with them. They would go up until like May 1st, but that was unusual. It was nice on HSN because I could do outside shows in the middle of January, and they were warm and cozy down there in Florida, in Tampa area. And this is a great example of having to do them indoors. Again, I have the red shirt on that the original set decorator told me looked great against their sets. And to wear that shirt every time I came there to do one of these shows, and I did. And after the lawn and garden products were done for the season, then I would switch to Crayola products and do Crayola products because families wanted to buy them to arrive in late May, early June, because arts and crafts products did particularly well leading up to summer vacation when the kids would be home for the summer and bored out of their minds. And they liked having arts and crafts kits and things for them to work with. And they also sold as a seasonal product. I was often pitching the Crayola multi-watercolor set, say, the end of November in time for Christmas. It was a Christmas item. And here, enjoy the show. It's going to start with the intro of this host.
Everyone, stay on the phone lines for your gazebo and your bistro set and that 42-inch round table. Now, before we
I'm still not convinced this host wasn't Dr. Oz. I mean, look at him. In a moment, this host goes to their Chippendale planter. During the course of him gushing about the Chippendale planter,
this is so adorable. Do you know what? Finally, spring is here. In 14 minutes, we have the singing bird feeder. 277-466 is the item number.
I thought I'd leave it on here.
90 cents is the price, and you are going to absolutely love that. And of course, all the great planters. Michael's going to be joining me in just about.
See, my stuff sold. The Chippendale planter didn't.
Show, Michael? Last show. All right, don't go anywhere.
So they're all warming people up for this thing. It was the last time for the season it was being sold because it was going into summer and it was too late to sell this stuff.
They're going to be hungry. All right, this is what we're going to be starting off with now. I want to let you know that.
But he's going to go on about this Chippendale planter for like the next 20 minutes. This was sold, I think they brought it in themselves in the Canadian Shopping Channel, and it was sold knocked down. It was sold in pieces to be assembled. It was a good value, and it was a really nice, durable planter. You got two of these for that price. Remember, the Canadian exchange rate was different. I'm fast-forwarding past all this because you don't want to hear him gushing about this thing for 20 solid minutes. But it was a good deal. It was made in Italy. It was a very high-quality item, really. And it shipped nice, and it was a cheap price. Remember, the exchange rate was different between the United States and America. So that was a really good deal. That was like buying it in America for $24.95, and the shipping was cheap because the box was fairly big, and it showed the ball planters that I'm going to be selling shortly here. Again, I'm fast-forwarding past this so you don't have to listen to him gush and gush and gush about this when my products are the ones you all want to hear about, maybe. But I do have this full tape. I may post this whole thing somewhere just for the sake of history. Here we go. I think I reversed it a little bit, so I go back to the beginning of this. Yep. See, I reverse it because I missed the beginning. I got too enamored with his description of this Chippendale thing. Please enjoy the rest of this. And this will be the last one I post for a while. I got a million of these.
Spring-like. Even though it doesn't feel very spring-like on the outside, it certainly does here on the inside, so don't miss out on those items. Michael, nice to see you again.
It's great to be back again. I'm very well.
Well, it's nice to have you back. Now, we have for us, everybody, the Living Wreath and the Flower Terrace set. This is something unlike anything we've ever offered.
Yes. Well, what's incredible what you get is you get a flower terrace. There's one over here. And you get the wreath planter. There's one right here.
I love this because you can reuse it from year to year to year to year.
That's right. And you hang them on your door, you hang them on your patio. But what's great is they're so easy to use.
Yeah.
And I put together a sample, and I'm going to actually demonstrate how easy this is.
Now, you have real flowers there.
I have actual, well, they're starting to appear in the nurseries.
Yes.
The pansies are coming in the stores right now. I mean, spring is really almost here. This late winter, don't let it get you down. Get out and get your plants.
You're just filling that up. I mean, it's hollow on the inside, of course,
right.
and you're just throwing in the dirt.
That's all I'm doing. Just put the dirt in, shake it in a little bit, and there are little planting cups all the way around the perimeter of the wreath. And what you do is you take your little plants you get from your nursery, your impatiens or begonias
And
or
don't be
herbs.
impatient, because we're going to get this to you as soon as possible.
That's right. And just in time for spring, actually.
It certainly is.
So you just take your little flowers and you just tuck them in the little holes. The little cups naturally hold the flowers in, they hold the dirt in, they hold the water in when you
So
water.
all of a sudden you have a green thumb that you never thought you had before.
Basically, that's right. They're virtually foolproof. With the whole space the way they
gorgeous.
are, it takes seconds. The directions are included with the piece. Just go around the perimeter. It takes just a minute. Now you get a set of 2. Now I'm just demonstrating the wreath
Now,
first.
don't even just think this is just for the spring and summer. How about making a beautiful centerpiece for the holidays, or a beautiful centerpiece at Thanksgiving?
Definitely. Well,
Yeah.
that's the secret, is I include this little tiny slide with the wreath one. And you slide the slide in the top, and what it does is it covers up where the dirt is. So you've enjoyed it on your front door,
Sure
guests have
you
been
have.
greeted by it. You can take it, lay it down on your table, and use it as a beautiful centerpiece. Use it indoors or outdoors.
Wow.
And with the big hole in the center, you could put a large candle in the center, and I have a sample on the little table in front that's already lit.
Now, you just, if you want to use dry flowers, if you want to use silk flowers, it's up to you. But you know, now that spring and summer is not that far away, of course, use the real thing. Now, once again, you will be getting the wreath, and you will be getting the longer one, which will look fabulous with your impatiens and things like that.
Oh,
wouldn't it?
definitely. Well, herbs look great in these, too.
Oh, yeah, nice idea.
Yeah,
Michael.
and they're great for people with, especially if you live in an apartment or a condominium, you don't have room for a garden.
Yeah, like I said, I have a townhouse. I have a
Yeah.
very small backyard. This is ideal. Now, it's even ready for hanging. You have that little hole right there, so whatever you happen to be hanging this up, it's ready to go. So same thing applies, Michael? Just dump in the dirt?
Dump in the dirt, push the flowers in the holes, and just hang it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And since you get a set of 2, you have one for the front door, one for the back door. Say you could put the wreath on your front door and this on your mailbox out at the street. Actually, you could get the set, and with Easter and Mother's Day coming, you could plant both and give one away as a gift.
And look at the price point that we're offering here, $24.90. You know, how many of you go to your garden centers? You'll buy one of these already done for you in plastic. It's a plastic bag, and I'm talking just the plastic bag. Impatiens, done it many times, about $20 for the one.
Oh, easily.
And you have to toss that out. That's gone. This is from season to season to season, and you can create. Remember, this just hangs up so nicely. You're going to have so much fun with this. Now, what about watering when it comes to watering?
Oh, you just water it in the top. And what's better about this than the plastic bags is the plastic bags have put the flowers in a little slit.
Yes.
There's nothing there to really keep the water in.
Yeah.
So people water the top, and it soaks in the top, but all the water comes out of those slits in the top, and it never reaches the bottom.
Absolutely it does.
There are little cups here, and those hold the water, and it gets the water all the way to the base. But there's something great, too, is that you've enjoyed the flowers, everyone's loved them, and now fall has come.
Yeah.
You know, the flowers have dried up and gone away. What you do is you empty it, and you don't put it in your closet or your garage. You take it in, and you get artificial flowers from your local craft store.
Why not?
And
Why
they're
not?
so easy to plant with artificial flowers because the holes are all naturally in the right places. So just go out and get some flowers, just tuck them in the holes, and you have a wreath that you can enjoy indoors all winter.
And of course, as the seasons change, and of course, as holidays change, it's nice to have a theme every once in a while.
Definitely.
So, I mean, this is all year round, $24.90. You get the wreath itself, and you get the longer one right here. So do stay on the phone lines for it. This is Michael's last show. I don't want you to be disappointed. Spring is not that far away. I know we're getting sick and tired. We want to put that shovel away, and we want to get the shovel that we use for the garden, not for the snow.
That's right. And it's coming quicker than you think. Another week or so, the pansies will appear.
Yeah.
Pansies look beautiful in
Yeah.
these. So you could start off with pansies and enjoy them. And as the weather warms up, get your impatiens, get your begonias. Enjoy those. As fall comes, put little mums in like this from your local nursery.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
It's something you use all year round, and it's just great.
We have less than 4 minutes. Now, what you see on your screen is what you're going to be getting. You get full instructions. It's very, very simple. You just add the soil. Now, as you pointed out, Michael, this is terrific for anybody that maybe has just balconies and things like that. But if you have a large backyard, get a number of these. Remember, you can multi-pack as many as you like in the show, but you will be getting 2. And remember, you can use this 365 days a year.
That's right. And at Christmas time, when you get your Christmas tree and you have to cut those extra branches off the bottom, stick them in this living wreath, and you have a beautiful wreath to put on your front door without any extra cost.
No, isn't that a nice idea?
And the vertical planter, the flower chairs, if you had 2 of these and you had a mailbox pole or a light pole out front, put one on each side.
Yeah.
It makes a beautiful effect.
Yeah, and you know what? You'll just watch it come into full bloom so nicely and so easily. It really is a very simple and easy design. Don't miss out on it. You've seen, actually, Michael bring this in the past. Glue out of here. Now, for all of you out there that want to be ahead of the game, get these, and then you decide. All you have to do is decide which flower do you want. But I love your ideas that as the season gets throughout the year, change the flower.
Yes, and it holds so little. It only takes approximately 2 packs of flowers to fill it. So it takes about $2 or $3 maybe. It's very inexpensive. So you can have fun with it. And when it grows out, it makes a beautiful decorator piece. Yeah. People will think, wow, you went to a nursery and paid a lot of money for that, when you really didn't.
Yeah. And the whole idea is that when it comes in full bloom, just like the bag itself, you don't see the vertical one or you don't see the wreath itself.
They disappear.
When they come, yeah, they just absolutely disappear. Don't say no to these. As you can see, we're showing you on the screen right now. When, of course, if you're looking for that elegant dinner party in the backyard, use it as a decorating or as a centerpiece for your table. If for anybody that was going to be having a buffet, whether it's going to be indoors or outdoors, these are unique. Now here, those are, they could be real flowers from your garden,
definitely.
but they could actually be, and even throw in some fresh herbs for a scent around the table.
Oh, sure.
A brilliant look. Congratulations, everyone. Get as many as you like. You'll love it.
You know what people have been doing too is they've been putting cactuses and succulents in it, because that's the new decorator thing now, the Southwest look, and it just fills in beautifully.
Palm trees, cactus, I'm there.
And
Love it.
And the crafty people that have called and told me all the uses they've had for it, they've glued moss to the outside. You know, it's a great thing to experiment with it. You know, it's not a lot of money, and you get to use it so many times. You can have fun with it.
See, that's the fun part, is that you become that landscape architect with these pieces right here. Decide on it. You better get it now. 276-945 is your item number, $24.90. 2, you get the living wreath, the round wreath, and you get the vertical terrace garden. So you get both pieces here with full instructions. Just add the dirt and add your favorite flower. It's simple as that.
Yeah. And you can be inventive with it, too.
What about strawberries or things
strawberries are great. You could put string beans in them.
String beans?
How would you like to pick string beans off your terrace? It makes a big...
Hey, I like that.
It makes this big, lovely plant on a wall. And what's nice about string beans is the plant doesn't last very long. It's only like 4 or 6 weeks. Enjoy the string beans, then put some more plants in it.
Yeah.
Put some begonias in it afterwards.
Now, like I said, it's going to be a long summer, so we're going to enjoy it. So have yourself a great way to enjoy, whether it's going to be in your backyard or if it happens to be just even on your balcony. Remember, it's ready to go. There's little holes in the back, and you'll see that right here where they're just ready for hanging. So it's very simple and very easy to operate. Just fill it up with soil, and away you go. Get on the phones, everyone. We just have seconds left, and you do get both the vertical garden and, of course, you get this wonderful wreath at a great price of $24.90. You know how many of you picked these up? You've gone to your garden center. You only get a few months out of it, and then you have to toss it. You'll spend anywhere from $15 to $25 for one, for just one. Well, you can have this all year round, and you're getting both here for under $25.
Yeah. It's a great item. It's something
It really is. All right. We're going to be moving along to our next item here. Now, this is the one that when you first brought these to the shopping channel, I went gaga over.
Oh,
wait till you see these when they actually become in full bloom. Same type of theme here. Isn't it true, Michael?
That's exactly right. These are manufactured the same way, and you get a set of 2 of them.
Yeah.
Now, they're planters that you hang up like you would any hanging plant. But what's nice about these, you plant them yourself, you fill it up with dirt in the top like the other 2 planters, and you just stick the flowers in the holes like this. It's something that even kids could do. What a great gift for kids any of these planters
So you don't really even have to tuck them in, sort of? You just kind of just throw the...
Just place them in.
Just place them in, and then water it, of course, afterwards, and away you go.
It doesn't take any talent, doesn't take any special tools, it doesn't take anything except your creativity. And
wait till you see this in full bloom.
Now, this is a sample made with artificial flowers because it's so early in the season I couldn't get big full ones. But this
Good try, though, Michael.
Yeah, oh yeah, but this will show you what it grows out to. This is how large and how round they become.
Now, we're going to show you this in just a second. Look, we'll get a close-up of this. Now, remember, this is inside there. That's what's so incredible. Michael, that's gorgeous.
Yes, and with this being impatiens or begonias or whatever flower, they get full and round. They hide the pot entirely. You have one, well, you get a set of 2, so you can put one on each side of your door. You know, you can put them on your balcony.
Oh.
And a special feature hides underneath this. In the center of the bottom is a hole, right in the middle.
We'll get a close-up of that in just a second here. There we go.
Right there. Everyone see that hole? Now that hole has a special purpose that you won't believe when you see it. I'll put it this way.
Okay.
And if you walk back to that beautiful Chippendale planter you were showing earlier,
we're going to go over here.
and I will carry these over so everyone can see. There is a ball planter hidden under those flowers.
See, I would have never known that. This is inside here.
That's right. Now, those are just artificial flowers, but the impatiens or begonias or ivy, anything you plant will do the same effect.
Now, you are getting two. So if you picked up the planters and you want to have this kind of effect, remember, you can just buy these virtually anywhere.
Yeah.
Put this on top. Now, let me just show this once again, because
Sure.
you do have the little hole on top here to hang it up. But once again, it even has the little, actually a little stake spot right here where you can actually just put in that stake right underneath and you can actually hang that up. But you'll notice right there, if you want to hang that up with a nail or a wire from your patio, from your veranda, it's just mouth-watering. Just take a look at that. This is inside, which I find so sensational. Now, you decide what flower that you want inside.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep, impatiens, begonias, herbs, rosemary, any type of plant that you'd like to put. And you get this beautiful decorator piece. You could have one on each side of your front door. I mean, if you buy a set of two, you could have a pair hanging next to your door, and you could have these down on your walk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just beautiful, and everyone has a nice old stick around their yard they can use to prop it up on.
Now, when it comes to the soil, the same thing applies. You'll notice you just have to just kind of toss it in at
That's
the top,
right.
and that's it.
It's simplicity itself. You toss the soil in. It takes a couple packs of bedding plants from your local nursery, fill it up, let it grow a few weeks, and you'll have this beautiful decorator piece.
Now, we do have quantity left up on the screen, everyone. Get as many as you like. Remember, if you get two to start off with, but once you get started on it and then you see the results like this and those beautiful hydrangeas. Now, I guess if you want, I mean, a lot of people dry out hydrangeas and things like that for the wintertime. Couldn't you make one of these and have that even in the wintertime hanging up?
You certainly could. If you have a beautiful hydrangea tree, just put I put floral foam, just a little bit of floral foam inside the planter.
Oh,
like
I see.
The inexpensive stuff.
So did you kind of cut it?
Yeah, I cut a little bit. I put it inside. And dried hydrangeas in this are spectacular. And so if you have a beautiful hydrangea bush outside and you bring them in every year, imagine having a ball of these hanging like this in your kitchen or in your dining room.
There's no way I think that I personally couldn't actually give it that kind of an effect. How many of you have happened to see when you go to certain, areas, whether it's, certain malls and things, you'll see the beautiful landscape that's been done. And a lot of times you say, how do they actually do that? You know what I mean? How many times have I actually seen beautiful impatient balls like this? Well, now you can create your own. All right, stay on the phone lines for that, 276-946. We had quantities left, and this is Michael's last show. All right, for all you bird lovers out there, how about a singing bird feeder? Now, this one here's a heck of a lot of fun.
It is.
Lots of fun.
And it's something brand new today. Today's the launch in Canada.
Wonderful.
So you could be the first person in your town or on your block to actually have this.
to be the envy.
You'll be the envy of
Because you'll have
every
all the
bird
best
lover.
birds in your property.
Well, this one will actually, if your neighbors have had the best birds, this product lures them from their yard, and I'll show you how. It comes in this box, and it comes like this. All you have to do is just slide the perches in. Takes 2 seconds to, put it together.
So it's virtually almost assembled.
It's really
I like
assembled.
that.
You just have to slide the perches in.
Okay.
Now, what's the secret about this is it's a singing bird feeder. Now, the piece actually has a mechanism underneath the base that you take out, and it takes 3 AA batteries.
Okay.
Simplicity itself. Everyone can do this.
And of course, being outdoors and the way it's hidden there, it's going to be well protected.
Yeah, it protects it from all the elements. Here, I'll leave the mechanism out so everyone can see just how big that mechanism is. Now, what happens is you put the batteries in, and you fill it with feed.
Okay.
Now, there's one over here that I filled with feed already. And what happens is there's a little sound mechanism in there. It doesn't work at night. There's a light sensor that shuts it off, so it doesn't keep you awake at night or bother the neighbors. And it only makes songs about 15 seconds every half an hour or so.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
But those 15 seconds are calling out to all the birds in the neighborhood. And this is a sample.
What's it
of
saying? Chow's on?
Yes. These are bird calls saying, the food's over here. And it just has several bird calls. It has a cardinal bird call. It has nuthatches bird calls.
Incredible.
And watch, when I set it down, it goes off because the light sensor's on the bottom. It's so easy to show that way because.
So as soon as it gets like dusk and dark and there's no light, it just shuts off by
That's
itself.
right. But
Unless the birds have a flashlight.
Oh, yes. But what's so great is a lot of times people put feeders up, and they live in condominium complexes where the houses are very jammed together and there's no woods.
Yeah.
And the birds actually can't even find the feeders because they're sort of hidden. This calls them. So especially if you have a neighbor that already has all the birds, you think, oh, I'm going to put out one little feeder. They're not even going to come visit me. Oh, when they hear those calls, they'll come running.
And brand new, everybody. We only have about 6 minutes left in the show. Take advantage of it. This is going to be the nicest present that you can give anybody that enjoys their backyard.
That's
you know?
right. And there's a special feature about this feeder I haven't even told you about yet that makes it even superior to most normal feeders. If you have a tube feeder, what happens is the holes at the top start emptying out of food first, because as the food goes down in the feeder, you know, it empties out the bottom, and there's less and less holes for the birds to feed from, until there's only a little food left in the bottom, and then 100 birds fight for those 2 little holes.
Yeah.
Well, the way
Like
this,
my family.
Yes. Well, the way this is designed is you feed it up, and it has different layers where the seeds go into. It's actually like
So they all get filled up at the same time.
they all get filled at the same time, and they all drain at the same rate.
What an incredible design, Michael.
So right down to the last nibble, all 6 holes that open up into the feeder have access to seed.
Oh, that is sweet. That is sweet.
Just by itself, that's a great feature that don't exist in most modern tube feeders.
And I love that you've even included the perches that go with the perches.
That's
Those,
right.
you can see the birds can just sit on these, and you'll notice that you're not going to get these great big birds, and you know, and the way that you can hang this up, you won't be having squirrels jumping all over it trying to eat it. You know, you've thought of everything.
We've thought of everything with this feeder. But just this feature by itself, so the birds can enjoy their food at every feeding station right down to the last nibble, is great. But just the song, I mean, it's something brand new. I mean, once everyone sees it and everyone hears it, they'll all really hope that they can.
Well,
get
you know
one for
what? You'll be
themselves.
the envy, I'll tell you, because you're going to have a lot of individuals knowing, why are all the blue jays and all the cardinals and all the exotic birds going over to your house?
That's right.
Well, this is why right here. Debuted today, and of course, this is Michael's last show. So
That's
for all
right.
of you who are looking for just a nice, sweet idea for an extra Mother's Day or a Father's Day gift, you know, if you're going to be having the kids over all summer, you love to just sit in a hammock and just watch the birds go by and watch them feed, this is guaranteed that you're going to have a lot of company this summer.
Yes, and you know, this is an important time of year to feed the birds. A lot of people feed the birds in the harshest part of winter, and they think, oh, I'm helping the birds to that point. But if you keep feeding the birds at this time of the year, just for another month or 2, it keeps them in your area to nest, so you can enjoy them all season. You stop feeding them now, they'll move into a place that still has feed out, and they'll nest 3 blocks down. You won't enjoy them. And the favorite bird of all that I get are the little yellow finches. You know, the little
Yeah, they're adorable.
goldfinches. And this time of the year, their foliage is kind of dull and gray. But when spring comes, it turns brilliant yellow. They look like little parakeets all over the
And
feeders.
to know that you had a big help in doing that.
Yeah, but if you get them to your yard now, they'll stick around, and you'll see those brilliant yellow little birds all over your feeder.
It's like me. You feed me, I'm like a cat. I just keep coming back all the time, you know? Just like your birds. Stay on the phone lines, everyone. Don't miss out. Once again, incredible design. So you take it out of the box, and it's just pretty well fully assembled.
Yes, basically assembled except for the perches that you have to slide in.
Okay.
You have to go out to the store and buy 3 AA batteries.
Okay.
And on the bottom of it, you have a choice. You can also switch it off. It doesn't have to just keep running. You can choose to either switch it off. You can choose to leave it on, where it will run for 15 seconds or so every hour, and it'll automatically go off at night.
Okay.
Or there's a little test button on the bottom, so if you want to impress your neighbors and friends, say, you know, instead of waiting around for it to go off, come here, you have to push this button. You can see what it sounds like. And it will play all the choruses of all the different birds that it does.
Do you know what? It's so simple. It's so easy. But you know what? You're going to have so many hours of entertainment watching the birds feed. I love the way that you filled this. I thought that was a really unique. Now you'll notice that you won't be having just one of them actually emptying than the other. If you're just joining us, they all empty at the same time. That's an incredible design right there in itself. And I'll tell you, by the size of this, you're going to get a lot of birds coming to visit. I mean, first of all, it's very attractive, so I'm sure just by looking at it, the birds will be attracted to it. There's nothing intimidating by this for them to be afraid of.
Yeah, and what's nice, too, is most of the people I've known that have gotten them as gifts for bird lovers. Because what can you get gifts, especially for the older person, because they already have everything they want, and they say, Graham, what can I get you for a gift?
Yeah.
Oh, I have everything, don't get me anything. But you know what? A lot of those people like birds, and there's always room outside to hang another bird feeder.
It certainly is. Now, I do want, it says recommended bird food. It says sunflower seeds, chickadee, nuthatch, cardinal, and of course finch, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
So for all of you out there that maybe have those birds or wish you had a lot more of them come into your yard, nice way to do it. And just hang it up. I mean, you can just put a, what would you recommend? That this would put this on a limb somewhere, or would you actually hang it from maybe some wiring and things like that? What would you recommend?
Well, you can hang it right next to your kitchen window. You can hang it out in a tree. You can hang it anywhere. I would recommend hanging it at least 4 or 5 feet off the ground so the neighborhood cats don't come and visit it.
That's true. That's true.
But any place where you can see them and enjoy them and hear them. There's nothing, because I have a lot of bird feeders outside my house. I have hundreds of bird feeders. And what I do is I like to hang near the house so I can hear them in the morning.
Yeah.
So you can hear the real songs.
Yeah.
So now you'll put your feeder up, you'll lure all those beautiful songbirds to your house, and every morning you'll hear the real serenades by those real birds.
You're going to enjoy it so much. We are down to less than a minute, everybody. This is Michael's last show. Once again, let's pick that one up, because this look what happens when you actually, in the daytime only, though. So it's a bird call, actually.
Yes, it's a bird call.
Yeah.
And this is an authentic, real bird call that was recorded from birds that had found food. And this is the call they used to tell everyone, here it is.
There it is. Now, I'm looking at the bottom here. Is this where just some of the excess seed actually falls into? I thought it was like a little watering hole.
No, there's an excess seed catcher on the bottom, because birds are kind of messy eaters, and the seed sometimes comes out of the holes. Why waste it to go on the ground?
Yeah.
And but with all the seed around the bottom, there's additional room for the little birds to perch and actually take some of the food out.
Now, you'll notice that we're showing you one already in one of our trees here in the studio. But just imagine all the fun that you and the family are going to have. Don't miss out on it. Get the bird feeder while we have them available for you. Being the last show, I don't want you to be disappointed. Mother's Day, Father's Day, and just for the entire family. I mean, if you yourself are going to be watching the kids this summer and you're thinking, you know, okay, how are we going to entertain them in the backyard? You'll have many hours of entertainment when you have all these great birds coming to pay a visit. All right, we're going to recap the final show here with Michael. This is what we started off with, everybody. We started off with this wonderful set of 2 of the Chippendale planters. 276940 is the item number. You can pay anywhere from $25 to $35 just for one in some of those big popular nurseries. How about getting 2 of these, by the way, that are actually made in Italy for $29.99. Don't miss out on it. It's a phenomenal buy. It's going to look great at the driveway. It's going to look fabulous in your backyard. And if you have container garden, well, that's definitely for you. Oh, this is one of my favorites in this show, is these living wreaths and flower terrace sets. Perfectly, and I mean all the time, for perfectly shaped plants. $24.90, 276946. Now, if you want the epitome of almost like a botanical garden in your own home, take a look at the ball planters. You get a set of 2 here for $29.90. 276946 is the item number. And of course, last but not least, don't miss out on our singing bird feeder, 277466. You will be the envy of your neighborhood with all those wonderful birds that are swarming around your house and entertaining you and your family. Michael, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Spring has sprung. Michael has arrived here. Don't you go anywhere, so have a lot more shopping just around the corner. The ladies of Serious Skincare return with us tomorrow morning. They have the showstopper, so it's worth getting up at 7 a.m. If you